So, you excited?
About?
I don't know. Podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So excited for the podcast!
Well, as long as you're excited. I'm just going to get right into it and just
It'd be nice if you just got right into it.
I will. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pie and Alley Podcast. I scared Ellie and you. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pie and Alley Podcast. As always, I'm your co-host, Daniel. Here's your host, Pie, and in the back, as always, we got Marv. Marv, you want to yell out how you doing?
How you doing?
There we go. Now we can get some. What?
He looks constipated every time he does the "How you doing." You gotta look at it when he does it. It's like this. You're about to finish, he's timing it, so he gets in position, and his position's like this before he says it. How you doing? Right after you finish, so he's like paused, waiting for you to finish what you're about to say, and then he goes out with saying it. But prior to you finishing, his facial expression is like this.
See, that's dedication right there. If only you could have a little bit of that, it would be great.
What, you trying to say I'm not dedicated to what I'm doing?
Let's start. So you want to start us off with the housing, the market update?
Short market update, guys.
Let's do it.
Facts as they stand, Metro Vancouver's July slowed again after June showed signs of momentum. There were 2,061 home sales, down 9.8% from last year, and 18.6% below the 10-year average. The benchmark price was $1,088,800, and it was down by 6.2% year over year and 0.9% from June.
So.
Is that all you want me to know about, right?
Well, yes, yeah.
What do I feel about this?
Well, we both feel. I mean, I was excited because I thought the market picked up once we got the stats for July, and we're like, oh, starting to look good again.
I think it was just seasonal. At that time.
Yeah.
And then now rates are starting to move up again, and people are freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
So
fixed rates.
I completely stopped following. What the hell is happening with the war in Iran? They're going at it, right?
Let me just talk to my uncle.
Yeah, just
How the hell do I know?
I don't know. Like I just completely I was like, screw it. Whatever they're gonna do. I don't know if they're negotiating. I don't know if they're going at it with each other anymore.
Well, apparently Pakistan and Saudi Arabia are going to be part of the mediation and negotiating. I believe Egypt. Watch, I just said I don't know, but I do.
Yeah, well, I know you know because I know you've been following. I just gave up, and I still
and
hear
then
you following.
Egypt, Egypt also wants to be part of that as well.
Okay.
About the mediation, so they can discuss the side of that. Apparently, the president of Iran came out and said that all this has put a lot of financial burden on Iran.
Well, no shit.
And it's making the economy even weaker, as it was already weak enough.
Yeah.
Right. That's the situation with it right now.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they're gonna soon run out of resources. Iran is, and I think that's one way we're gonna see this war end. But we'll have to see, because they haven't been playing bad. They're playing chess.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's also hurting them, though, too.
It's hurting them a lot more. The thing is, I feel like they care less than we do.
But this is what America and Israel are. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
trying
we're
to
going
bleed them
super
out slowly.
political.
They're obviously we're getting affected too.
Yeah.
Right? But they are seeing it as in like, okay, we'll just weather the storm for what's going to happen. We know this, but we'll just squeeze them and bleed them dry.
Yeah.
And that's
bleeding
what's happening.
us dry too.
At the same time, it's bleeding us dry. But
not at the same rate.
In their way of their thinking, which is kind of dumb, but if you ask me, but it's like, let's bleed them dry, and then at the same time, we're going to get hurt too ourselves, but at least we don't have to deal with Iran anymore.
I mean, they are a menace.
They are.
They're a menace. Like, seriously, they're a menace. But we'll see how it turns out and what comes out of it. Let's just not go super political. Let's go into what CMHC is saying in regards to the housing outlook they have.
All right, should I get going with it?
Well, yeah, actually, go directly into the facts, and then we can discuss from there.
Okay. CMHC's latest housing outlook says Canada is still dealing with the weak housing demand, softer prices, slower construction, and easing rental market in 2026. BC and Ontario are expected to stay among the weaker markets because affordability is still stretched and population growth has slowed. For Vancouver, CMHC forecasts housing starts falling from 27,000 in 2026 to 22,000 by 2028.
Okay. My question here. I speak with a lot of agents, and I hear two opinions.
Okay.
Some people say the market is correcting itself.
Okay.
Right? Some people say the market's dead. Right? Or it's just weak. What do you think this is? Do you think this is a correction, or is it just a weak market?
This is a correction.
It's a correction.
This is a correction.
I feel the same, right? I feel the same, but
It's a correction in a sense, because here's the thing. I think market prices might slow down a little bit more too. We'll see how things end, because the fall market's going to be slow.
It's
not going to be great. 2027 is going to really give us an indication. In the beginning of March, April is going to give us an indication of how things are going to work out. And that data is not going to come out until probably May, June of 2027, where we get an idea, has the market actually stabilized, or is it still continuing to go on a downward trend? So it all depends.
no, that definitely makes sense,
Right.
and there's definitely valid points there.
Like, yeah, I know a lot of people are like, oh, June the market went up, but the market went up based on last year.
Yeah, and we also don't know what that
The 10
spike
year is
was,
still
because we're down
terrible.
10% this month, right? So it's like, what was that spike really? And I think it was seasonal, right? I don't think it meant what a lot of people thought it meant, because a lot of people thought, oh, the market's back, right? Like, we're back,
Well,
baby.
CMHC also is stating that it's going to be a weaker market going out through the finishing of the year.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised. And, well, you also have to understand there's so much empty product that's just sitting on the market, too.
Of course.
That
I
will
just don't
eventually-
think it's going to be a crash like how people are expecting. We're like, oh, we're just going to like, everything's just going to get destroyed. And I don't think that's going to happen.
Doesn't it feel like a bubble to you, though, a little? Because I feel like a little bit, it feels like a bubble, because look at how much empty condos are just sitting there.
Yeah, but we're looking at just condos right now. You gotta also
but
look
there's
at
a
like
big...
it's not representative of everything, right? You're just looking at
not,
condos
sure.
are bad, yes,
Yes.
okay, but like townhomes are still doing well, even though some prices have come down for townhomes,
Okay.
but there's still people out there looking for a townhome.
Right.
And you gotta understand, when someone has like a first-time home buyer has like a $500,000 to $800,000 budget and wants to start a family, they can't really go buy a condo because they don't understand the sizing of it. It just doesn't make sense for their growing family in like 5 years. They look towards townhouses in locations like, for example, Surrey or Fleetwood. You can find something decent, 3-bedroom or even a 4-bedroom. That's about maybe 10 to 15 years old. You can purchase something for right around $750,000 right now.
Yeah.
And that wasn't like that before. So people are still out there buying townhouses. And even when it comes to detached too, like there's a lot of good product. Like I was looking in Maple Ridge and I was looking in Surrey as well. You can find like livable detached homes with suites for right around 1.1 million.
Yeah.
And like that was like non-existent for people in 2021 and 22, where they're just like
People are buying townhomes for those prices.
exactly
Yeah.
right. So it's like there is that, but yes, condos I don't see that. Condos, the only way I can see that picking up again is that yes, if there's opening the gates up again,
Well, another...
or investors having the thing. But a lot of people discuss this foreign buyer ban that's going to get expired in 2027. Okay, even if that gets expired, what about the foreign buyer 20% tax that you have to pay?
Right.
Are people still comfortable paying that? Like, even if you expire the ban, right, there's still a 20% tax that you have to pay, which people are not comfortable
And
paying as a foreigner.
20% is ridiculous. Like, it's
It
a
is.
ridiculous amount. Look, you got like an extra 5%, that's ridiculous too, but I get it. It's like an extra GST for being a foreigner.
Yeah.
Fine. 20%?
That's a lot.
That's your down payment.
It's a lot.
You want me to pay an extra down payment for
No,
what?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And then they did that, right? And now we're in this situation. And then, like, what they were trying to do was make the market more affordable for everyone, which they have. But all the people who complained about affordability aren't out there buying really right now.
Yeah. Well, there is something else.
I felt
that
like you
could-
wanted to say something.
Marv?
Yeah. So it did work then? If they're out there buying it, well, things are more affordable now.
Well, they're not out there buying. Sales are still slow.
Yeah.
No one's out there buying. Even though if they made things affordable, there isn't people out there buying right now.
Well, there's two different questions here, right?
What's
There's
that?
There's a lot of uncertainty.
Exactly.
uncertainty, but there's also like supply and demand as well. We have way too much supply. I don't think we have that demand behind like just condos in general.
Look, I don't disagree that the prices are crazy here, but I do think that there should be a premium for being in Vancouver.
Well, yeah,
Or the
no
low
shit.
payment, right?
Of
Like the
course.
same thing with New York, right? But then a lot of people will come and be like, well, look what happened with San Francisco. And yeah, it's crazy what happened. Could that happen here? Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Well, I can see it happening here, but I
don't even wanna think about it. It could.
It
It
could.
could.
But that's besides the point. Now, another thing that could fix the condo market,
Yeah.
right, is if demand comes back up, right, and that could happen through immigration, and also supply needs to drop.
Yeah.
Right? And supply is kind of already on that trajectory because developers aren't developing anymore as much as they did back
They're
in
not, but
2021.
still $600,000 for a one-bedroom condo doesn't
It's
make sense
ridiculous.
anymore.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
In Coquitlam, it doesn't make sense for new product paying 600 grand. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
And then developers also look at it as in like, well, how are we going to build for any cheaper, right? So something has to give. You can't just say, oh, if supply still keeps becoming like, oh, and then we'll get our 600,000. Well, yeah, but that's not going to happen right now, or to next year, or the year after that.
Yeah, unless the economy picks up.
Or people
That's
come in that,
right, yeah.
or more people come in that want that housing as well, right? Because COVID showed everyone that condos are just not what people really think they can have a family of 4 living in anymore.
No.
Right? So townhouses are the next thing, or detached. I don't see the condo market rebounding anytime soon.
Well,
I really don't.
I agree with what you said, right? But I feel like developers have also realized this, that the product they've been building is just not sufficient enough, right? So they're going more towards like, okay, let us make larger floor plans, let us make larger, just a larger unit selection for buyers, and especially that thing we were speaking about in regards to the city wanting developers to make more 3-bedrooms and putting that kind of pressure on them. I feel like we're going towards the right direction. In 2020 to 2022, 2023, developers realized that the smaller you build them and the cheaper they are, the faster they go. But now they're realizing that that's not the case anymore.
Very true.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, just because you gave someone 250 square feet and half a bathroom doesn't mean it's going to get sold just because it's cheap.
No, I
right?
agree. There is for that maybe first-time home buyer, young kid, young working professional.
But $500,000 is very difficult for someone like that to afford, right?
Of course it is, but like if they think to themselves, I just want to own instead of rent, they'd be happier with buying something that's 380 square feet.
I completely agree with you, but not at $500,000, right?
no.
Like if the price is reasonable, I think
you're
there is
going
a
to be
use
paying
for
about
these.
$1,000 a foot, which is realistic.
Right.
Right? I know some places are listed for more than that.
Yeah.
And pre-sales are going for a little higher than that in some areas. But like at $1,000 a foot, at the 400 square feet, you're spending $400,000.
$400,000, yeah.
Right? And realistically, your down payment of, let's say, $80,000, or if you're a first-time home buyer, you're able to put down less. It's doable. It works. And like, I think rents are going to go higher again. I think a lot of people think, oh, rents are going to go lower. I don't think that's going to happen. I think rents are going to start going higher a little bit more.
But
Once demand picks up for rent,
yes, but once demand picks up, but demand is only going to be there if the population's growing, right? Or there's people moving here. Obviously, that results to population growth as well. Right now, that's not the case, and we have so much affordable rentals, social housing, all these that are getting
some of the
completed
new
right
rental
now.
buildings down in like North Van, Lower Lonsdale, they're almost 50% rented out.
But those are luxury lifestyle.
No, not super luxury lifestyle. They're just standard 2-bedroom, 3-bedrooms, and they're nothing like, yeah, they have views, if you're considering that as luxury, but like, they're not like Millet appliances and stuff in there that you're thinking it's like a luxury kind of thing, or Gaggenau. It's not luxury.
So you think rents are going to bounce back?
I think they're going to bounce back. I do.
Well, once
I
rents
think people
bounce-
have no choice but to rent.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So that's the unfortunate problem.
Right? So then realistically, that's going to pick up again. And as soon as that picks up, then the numbers will start making a little bit more sense for people. So that I could see maybe a rebound happening in that sense.
But, yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that. But I feel like before anything gets better, though, the economy needs to start getting better first. Right? Because as far as that goes, right, it's just if people don't have money.
At the very least,
How?
some more stability with the uncertainty keeping everybody at bay.
Right? Yeah, I agree. Nobody knows what the hell's happening with mortgage rates, and nobody can predict it. And it's never been this.
They're
bad.
going up.
They're going up.
They're
I
going to
know.
go up.
They're
You guys
going
are going
up,
to see
but-
I think, first quarter of 2027, we'll see them start rising.
But they're trying so hard to not let that happen, right? They're trying so hard to keep the rates.
And then
where
when
they're
that
at.
does happen, then your market's even going to, your economy's even going to become weaker.
Yeah, it is. So we'll have to see what happens with that before we start seeing any sort of improvement with housing.
But a lot of people also need to understand that those like below 3% interest rates are gone. They're not coming back. Like I feel like so many people were so used to cheap lending and like cheap interest rates that they think like that's the norm to come back.
That's
to.
unrealistic.
That's unrealistic.
That's just
I don't
cheap money.
think-
That's
exactly. I don't
free
think
money,
that's
and free
happening
money
anymore.
just doesn't exist.
I feel like that's going to be like, I think that 3% mark, that 2.5% to 3.5%, 4% mark is going to be the new norm.
Yeah, and it should have been that way in the beginning, because when you make money this cheap to borrow, I mean, we are here today kind of because of that too. That did result in some of today's climate.
Of
So-
course, because the people were thinking
Right.
to themselves, hey, I can afford so much more.
So much more as everybody stretched.
My fixed rate is 1.2%.
Yeah. So when you're putting an offer on a property, it was a lot easier to go an extra 10%, extra 5% if you
Yeah, 'cause
had
you
to,
can
right? To
qualify.
get, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's what screwed us. I hope we don't go back to that.
Hope
And
not.
I don't think it's going. I don't think anybody wants to see that. I know everyone's kind of waiting on the sidelines for interest rates to drop, but I don't think that's in the best interest of anybody.
No,
And we'll just have to see how it's happening with these condos.
I agree.
This comes back to my other question, because
HC?
CMHC also mentioned that development has slowed down quite a bit, right? Which makes sense. Just financially, the math doesn't math.
Of course.
Developers are like, we're not going to build. What do you think this lower construction is going to mean going into the future? Do you think we're going to be like in like that's 2, 3, 4 years when completion slow down, we're going to have a
We're
shortage?
going to have shortage in the next few years.
Right, and it's going to be a cycle like this.
Yeah,
again,
we're going to
right?
have a shortage of housing in the next 5 years, I would say, all over again. I do.
So I think this is the silver lining for whoever purchased the unit in 2022, 2021.
Well, they're even stating, what is it? They're going to, what was the number? 27,000 is today, and by 2028, it's going to be 22,000.
Exactly.
So it'll be less, and by that time, if they're going to start bringing in more people into the country,
We're going to see a shortage again.
100%.
So
and then the baby boomers,
all downsizing.
all downsizing, that
Yeah.
we're not looking into, there's a high percentage of baby boomers that still own single-family homes. They're going to want to downsize.
That's what I'm trying to say. So there's a silver lining for people who purchase condos and they paid that $600,000, $700,000 per sticker price. See, now I'm saying if you bought a condo at, let's say, $1,400-1,500 a square foot and you overpaid even by that standard, well, maybe you need a little bit more time before that condo starts making sense to you again. But if you purchase at, let's say, $1,000 a foot in 2023 in, let's say, somewhere like Coquitlam, right? I think in 5 years, I think you'll start kind of feeling better about your decision again. Because right now I understand the guy
You
who
may
purchased.
start feeling better.
You may
about
start
your
feeling better. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you're
I don't
going to
think-
be over the moon. No.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
But
here's the thing, though. Real estate statistically has shown always throughout history that if you're holding it for the long run, you're going to do well.
no, I agree.
But then also, if you're going to hold it for that long, you can also put it in the index fund and it makes more money.
And it also has been proven that this is in certain times that's not true either, because we've seen properties in West Van that sold like 15 years
West
ago
Van's
and they got the same price today.
Crazy. They bought the house for the same price like in 2011, not even 2016, and they sold it for the same price today. A nice home, Marvin.
That's like 15 years of nothing. You technically lost 8% a
Doesn't
year.
show how overvalued.
Danny was trying, for one of his leads, he was trying to book an appointment for this place, and the house sold. And then we just looked at the history together, and we're like, what the hell? They sold it for the same. They bought it for 4.2 in 2011. They sold it for 4.25 today.
That's ridiculous. They made $50,000 on
A
the home.
nice. They didn't make 50 grand.
I know
bro.
they lost a lot of money on that, right?
There's this
the interest they
there's
paid to the
15
bank over
years
the 25
of maintaining that house alone, let alone the interest. They've lost money.
They've lost so much money, and that's ridiculous. But that's the
And it was
problem
a new
with West
home.
Van. But that's the problem with West Van. You
Always
don't see
has
that
been.
everywhere. You don't if you bought an Absford 15 years ago, you'd be laughing right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Right there, you go. So
For sure.
West Van is a weird market.
Yeah.
And I feel like you
It always
pointed
has
out,
been.
yeah, it's always been a weird market. When it's hot, it's really hot. When it's down, it's really down.
Yeah.
But I guess if you know how to time the market in West Van, you can.
There's better value in West Van than there is in Coquitlam, if you ask me.
Yeah, like if you're comparing Westwood Plateau with British properties.
Yeah, you got better value,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, maybe not
What
Westwood
was
Plateau.
we were looking at that house on Ambleside.
Yeah.
Right along the water.
Yep.
Okay, was it like, it was along the water, man.
Along the water, yeah.
Okay.
It was a waterfront. It was a waterfront, but it was technically
And then you go compare that waterfront, and it had a train track in front of it. And you go compare that waterfront property to Port Coquitlam in Ioko, right?
With the train track
right behind it,
Yep.
and your waterfront. The only difference is that you have your own dock. In West Van, you don't have your own boat dock, right? Same price. And like in West Van, you're looking at UBC, downtown, the Lionsgate Bridge, city skyline, and then I guess it's preference, right? You look across, you see the mountains and everything, but but still.
Well, if you're oceanfront though, you don't want to see anything in front of it. That's just preference, I know. But like to me, oceanfront means like I want the ocean, like nothing else.
You're from the desert, that's why.
I am from the desert. I'm from the desert and I live in the mountains. Real Bill.
Real hill. Shut up! I can't believe you just said that. He says I'm a real hillbilly. I got one question.
Oh, go. Yeah.
Is the condo market the biggest warning sign right now?
It's the most concerning one.
Okay.
I'm not as concerned for detached and townhomes. Condos, but
I think it's more of a concern just for supply.
yeah, I mean, from 2 years ago to today, right? In Coquitlam, condos have dropped by about 13%.
Yeah.
13%.
And what was that stat that in like Coquitlam we have the most condos
We have about,
available?
okay, don't quote me on this, but
Yeah.
around 600 to 700 condos untouched are in Coquitlam right now.
In the Tri-Cities, the total was 600 to 700, no?
What was it? No, I think Coquitlam was just 600 to 700. Marvin, can you fact check this? Just right. How many empty condos?
I remember
are
we made a
sitting?
video about
Yeah,
this.
I
That's
know.
why, but we make so many damn videos, I can't even remember all of them.
Yeah, it's tough to keep.
I think it's like 900 or 700, something like that. I can't remember the exact number.
Yeah, it's right around that. That's what I was.
But I want to know. But I know that specifically there was more in Coquitlam.
That
I'm
Port
sure of.
Moody
Than
and
Port Moody
Port
and Port
and
Coquitlam.
that makes sense too because
Why?
well, you got that entire development happening in West
Sorry?
Coquitlam.
Does it have more towers in them?
Yeah, we have a lot more towers, right?
Yeah,
West
right there. There's
Coquitlam, all
number.
those high rises.
So the Tri-State is 552 total.
Yeah.
Port Coquitlam only has 5. Port Moody has 62, and Coquitlam has 485
so we have the
unsold and
most-
completed properties.
We have about 4. That's a lot of. That's just product just sitting there empty. That has to get dissolved before we see the market improve in any sort of way. And I don't think 450.
That's going to put a lot of pressure on Coquitlam's pricing.
That is.
Okay.
And Port Coquitlam, I think Port Coquitlam, the reason why it's doing a little bit better is just because there's less supply, period.
Okay.
Right?
So, question now. We'll make this the last one.
Yep.
What is the biggest takeaway from all this?
The biggest takeaway is, I guess, the market's not doing that great, right? That's been known, right? I think this is more of a correction than just a shitty market.
Our underlying housing problem is still...
It's still there
There.
and it's still concerning,
Yeah.
right? And I think there's a lot of external factors that are affecting this right now. I think the Iran-US war is a big one.
Yeah.
I think Canadian policy is a huge one too. What we're doing and
100%.
the foreign buyer ban,
And
the foreign
soft
buyer
prices
tax,
Our builders and developers are going to pause too now.
right? And I think the only silver lining we have here is that developers are going to stop building, so we might actually.
Well, we will have another supply crunch.
We will,
Watch.
we will, and it's a 5-year cycle. We have this every 5 to 10 years. That's how real estate generally works. If it didn't, it'd be a hell of a lot more expensive.
But is it good news? Excuse me.
Yeah,
But is it good news for affordability?
it is. It is. I'm saying because if you don't have corrections like
Because
this,
it's a slower market, right?
Yeah.
So is it good news for affordability? Yes, it is.
Yeah. But I understand how a lot of people feel though. People who bought in 2020, people who bought back then, it's not the best.
People who
feeling
bought
when-
in 2016, we're writing an offer on something right now that the guy bought it for 2016. He's not wanting to accept the damn price because he's like, I paid more for it in 2016 than what I'm selling
And I
it for."
understand. I
And it's
get
in
it.
Kids Point.
I get it.
It's in damn Kids Point. It's like a prime location. Like they're losing money.
Well, I get it.
They overpaid then.
But that's not just that. But it's not just that property. You
It's
can't
a-
say
it's a hard
they've
pill to
overpaid.
swallow.
Everybody, all the prices have come back to 2016 levels right now.
Oh no, definitely have, but that specific example, that buyer way overpaid.
No, they didn't way overpay. I disagree with you. I don't think they way
Well,
overpaid.
I think that was what the market was.
That's what the
too.
market
But
was
back
in
then, people were
2016.
overpaying because there was people were lined up and they were overbidding the
That
prices,
was what
right?
the market
That
was.
what the
That's why
market
the
was.
neighbor sold for that much and they decided to go pay that much money. A lot of homes right now, not just that specific. They bought it in 2011, West Vancouver. Guy paid 4.2. Now it's sold for 4.25. They overpaid too?
No, in general, but when the market's hot, everyone's sort of overpaying because the market's just hot, right?
market's
And
just
that's
hot.
just the market. That's
It's not down to one
and
specific property, is what I'm trying to say.
also the ideology behind the guy that's like, there's multiple offers coming in, and he's like, okay, I'll pay extra because I want this place. It's to him, he thinks it's going to be worth more in 5 years. If this is the situation right now, right? They're not seeing it that, there could be another crash, there could be this, there could be that. All they're seeing is, I don't want to get priced out of the market.
Yeah.
Let me buy ASAP right now, right? So,
Well, no, 2016 was a little different. It was more, where can I park my money right now?
it's just that too, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was more that. It was more like, where can I launder and clean my money into the real estate? And they're like, if I pay $300,000 more on this property, it doesn't matter because I'm going to just leave my money here.
Yeah.
And for me, $300,000, a lot of foreign investors, didn't matter for them. So they were paying that price. It wasn't just one property over Pitt. It's just like the market started going nuts
Lots
like
of
that.
dirty money, yeah. And this
Dirty
is when
money
they came
for
out
them.
with the foreign buyer tax and ban, which kind of shut the whole thing down. That's okay. All right, so I'm gonna do my rapidly roof. So thank you again for tuning into the Buy Valley podcast. As always, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification below if we talk about anything Vancouver real estate related. What the hell are you laughing again? Every time I got that.
Property Roo. And then Marvin, I looked at him and he was just going quietly going, and I looked at him and we were both thinking the same thing.
Screw you. Subscribe and ciao.
Bell notification. And that's
And
our
ciao.
Rapidity Roo, guys.
You.